picture this. Put me to your lips. I am sick. I will punch a baby bear in his shit. Give me lip.
Welcome to the video, guys. It's Brady here with Gonzano and Nova. This is episode 4 of the show prep series. In this video, we're gonna talk about my entire macro breakdown, how many calories I'm eating, what I'm eating, and also how I'm training to get shredded. I'm currently less than 15 weeks out from my men's physique show. So without further ado, let's get to the gym.
Fresh, I'm a mitch, yeah, correct. I will walk into a court while it wrecks, screaming, yes, I am guilty, motherfuckers, I am death. Hey, you wanna hear a good joke? Nobody speak, nobody get choked.
So gym session going awesome here at Escape Fitness. Love this place. It's a private facility here in Omaha. Always have the best workouts here. But I think there's a lot of misunderstandings when it comes to training while dieting. Some people say that you gotta lift really heavy in order to maintain your muscle. Some people say you gotta go light weights with lots of reps. And I kind of want to talk about that, talk about what I'm doing specifically. So I've only been on my prep for, about 3 weeks, maybe even a little less than 3 weeks. And something that I am doing right now is I'm training very normal compared to when I'm bulking. The idea behind that is I'm still not that far into my deficit. I've only been dieting for a little bit, and so I want to utilize this first month or so of prep to try to put on more muscle. Now, I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but I definitely recommend trying at least. You're just in the early stages of dieting. There is a good chance you still could put on a little bit of size, even if it's just 1/8 of a pound of muscle. That's 1/8 of a pound more than you would get. So for that reason, I am still training 5 days a week, currently doing a push-pull split, which is slightly different than hypermass, but I just want to switch it up just for a few weeks. Now, what I was saying about earlier, whether you should lift really heavy to maintain your strength or whether you should lift really light with high reps, the truth of that is that maybe it's a mixture of both, but the most important thing is maintaining a good amount of hardworking sets every single week. So I'm gonna explain this a little bit better using a whiteboard at home, so let's head there right now. So the real secret of training when you're on a diet is making sure that you're managing volume. So we're gonna use working sets as our way of measuring volume. By working sets, we mean hard sets. So not warm-up sets, not sets that are just like junk volume sets. We're talking about sets that are near failure and that are high intensity. So over here, this is when you're bulking, and anytime you're in a surplus of calories, we're gonna consider that bulking for this. And this kind of is your volume range. So that green area is where you're gonna see optimal gains. The red area is too low a volume, which basically means you're just not giving your body enough stimulus to grow. And then up here, it's also red, meaning if you're doing too much volume, your body isn't able to overadapt and overcome to the stimulus, and then you're also not gonna grow that well. So as you know from our coaching and stuff, like this is a really big part of what we preach, is to be in this range for optimal gains. Now, when you're cutting or in a deficit of calories, and your goal is to maintain your muscle mass, this range of optimal volume shrinks a lot. So you're gonna need more volume to maintain your muscle mass, but also you can't handle as much volume all at the same time, so that perfect range shrinks. You need to do enough sets so you're giving your body enough stimulus to maintain your muscle mass, but you also can't do as much volume as you could handle when you were in a surplus of calories. So by doing this, you're going to be able to maintain your muscle mass, maybe even build a little bit of muscle mass depending on your situation. I actually put out a few different polls to see on social media what you wanted me to talk about, whether it was diet related or training related when it came to cutting. And I got a few comments saying that like, oh, the training aspect's really easy. And although that might seem like it's super easy, you just go to the gym and work out, there's actually a lot more science to it if you want to optimize things. And so no, there's no magic pill to this, but if we can optimize things and optimize your training, we're always going to see the best results, and who doesn't want the best results? So that being said, I'll see you guys back at the gym. So hopefully that explained things a lot better. It really is just this balance of volume, making sure that you're getting in enough volume, making sure that those sets are hard, to make sure that you're basically telling your body like, I need this muscle, maintain the muscle as much as possible. My cardio protocol right now is a bit higher than in most people. It doesn't actually need to be that high. I just like doing cardio. So even though it's early on on in the prep. I'm currently doing cardio about 5 times a week and roughly 20 to 25 minutes per session. I find it enjoyable and relaxing. I keep it really low intensity so it's not interfering with my recovery whatsoever. Now, as we go closer into the end of my prep, I will be switching up my split. I'm gonna give you guys some information to think about, but Anthony and I will be releasing our shred program, which is going to be unbelievable and game-changing here in the next few months. That's all I'm gonna say. Other than that, it's top secret. On to the next segment of this video, guys. I'm gonna show you exactly my macro breakdown. I'm gonna talk about what foods I eat, so see you guys at home. All right, it is now officially later in the day, about 4 o'clock p.m. Usually we don't eat dinner until a little bit later. That's when I get more hungry, is usually around like 6, even 7 o'clock. And then typically the way that I save calories for the day, I straight up just splurge at the end of the day and I eat a ton. In this case, I have, just checking my FitnessPal, I currently have actually 1,142 calories left roughly. So tonight should be pretty good for dinner. I'm just gonna make something that we've made a couple times now, and it's really good. It's really easy to make. One thing that I'm big on when I'm dieting is not just eating the same thing over and over and over again. I know that meal plans sometimes work for other people and they enjoy that structure and that strict lifestyle, I guess, of knowing exactly what you're gonna eat every single day for every single meal. Personally, I love the freedom of flexible dieting and fitting into my macros whatever I'm feeling that day. So for instance, right now I have 95 protein left. I have 117 grams of carbs left, and I have 33 grams of fat left. So to me, I'm automatically thinking like, okay, I got a decent amount of carbs, so what do I want my carbs to be? I'm thinking sweet potatoes. And then, okay, what can I make with sweet potatoes? Well, I could put some ground turkey with it and make sweet potato hash, which is what we're gonna do tonight. And then we're gonna kind of make it a little bit more fancy just so it's not super boring. And then that gives me also plenty of room to have something sweet tonight. So I've been craving cereal, and so tonight I'm probably gonna eat cereal because it fits into the plan, so why not? And that's the beauty of flexible dieting, is just whatever you're craving, you can probably fit it in. That being said, I do think it's a bit of a learning curve to it, to get good at it and to really learn like what types of foods you can have. So hopefully this video and this next bit helps you kind of think the way that I do and get more ideas. So tonight we're making our sweet potato and ground turkey hash. We're gonna put it in a lettuce wrap and then probably have a side of some sort of vegetable, probably Brussels sprouts. Now, last key before I actually get going is, I get this a lot where I'll have a certain like recipe I'll put on my Instagram, which you should be following me on my Instagram, and people will be like, oh, what are the macros of that? And I just want to be clear that you can make the macros any way that you want. So for instance, like personally, I have a ton of protein left today. I have like 100 grams of protein left. So I'm gonna have a ton of turkey, of ground turkey in my meal. If you don't have as much protein available, then don't have as much turkey. If you have not as many carbs, have less sweet potato. If you have a ton of carbs, put more sweet potato. So I'm not gonna give you this recipe as like you have to use this much of this, but just like as an idea, basically. And if you know me, and if you've been following my channel for a while, I eat a lot of different varieties of stuff. I love it. I love being just so flexible with my diet and feeling like I'm not even dieting. So now that big spiel is out of the way, let's get straight to cooking. For this, you're going to need sweet potatoes, ground turkey. In this case, I'm going 93 lean, 7 fat. As I get deeper into prep, I'll probably start getting like the 99, but I have plenty of fat left, so that's fine. And then we're gonna put it in this nice butter lettuce. You don't have to do this. This is just an option. And I will say, this is kind of like fancy, expensive lettuce because it's made for lettuce wraps, and you absolutely don't have to do that. You can get just cheap lettuce or just not use lettuce at all. And then what we love putting on almost everything is cilantro because it tastes so good. I'm thinking Brussels sprouts, which is another food that everyone hates except for me. So this is so unorganized. I apologize. See, that's broccoli. Oh my gosh. Right, here we go. Brussels sprouts. A lot of people that bag on Brussels sprouts just don't know how to do it right. So first of all, if you just steam Brussels sprouts, yeah, they usually don't taste that good. But what you do is you cook it like normal, then you cut them in half,
and then you fry them on a skillet, and you put a bunch of salt, and then they taste really good. And the macros on Brussels sprouts are super good. It's like 7 grams of carbs for like 3/4 of a cup, 85 grams. So you can have a lot of that, and it's really low calorie, and it's like pretty filling. It's like a kind of like one of those bulk foods. And after I start cooking this, I'll kind of survey it, and I could always add another carb source if I wanted to.
So if you're trying to figure out what's some sort of carb that you can throw into almost every single meal, for like dinners and things like that, you can always rely on pastas, on rices, sweet potatoes, normal potatoes, anything like that. And it's just like, I get so many questions like, what's a good carb to have? Anything that you want, guys, anything you want. You like pasta, have some pasta. You like sweet potatoes, have some sweet potatoes. Last night I had steak and sweet potatoes with like light brown sugar and like spray butter, and it was so good. And flexible lifestyle, guys. Live the flexible dieting lifestyle.
Oh baby, I wanted you to be here inside my arms where the night goes down. Oh baby, I wanted you to be here when the sun comes up and the day goes by.
And that right there is the final product. Look how good that looks. I'm super psyched about this. This is like a big plate too, and it's totally full. And the thing is, this is how we eat every single night pretty much.
Unless I'm feeling specifically very lazy, like this is literally how we eat all the time, and we just get creative like that, and it's super easy. Like, I'm not a chef or anything, but it's super easy to get creative, and this is just a super easy meal that tastes super good. It's nutritious, it's low calorie. I'm gonna put the macros here on the screen, and yeah, but I'm gonna talk about my macro breakdown now, what I'm eating every single day as far as macros go. And you'll be surprised, I'm not actually eating that many calories, but I'm able to eat a lot of food, which if you can eat more food and lose weight, then you're doing something right. All right, guys, so just finished dinner, and honestly, I'm so stuffed. And I kind of mentioned this slightly earlier, but if you can find a diet or a diet plan that allows you to feel full and still lose weight, then you're doing a really good job. That's something that I just love so much about flexible dieting, about my macro plan, is I don't even feel like I'm dieting. And so I've lost 5 quality pounds so far. It's been roughly 3 weeks, and I still don't really feel hungry. And at this point, this is when a lot of people start quitting their diets because either they're not seeing results fast enough, or they're just restricting themselves too much and they can't adhere to their diet plan. And things just start to suck because they get hungry. So I can't stress enough, if you can follow a plan like I'm following, where you don't have to feel tired or hungry or anything like that, you can go to bed full every single night like I do, then you're gonna see such better results in the long run. So anyway, I want to explain to you guys my macros currently. 2,100 calories. I have already lowered my calories a little bit. I started my diet at 2,250. I've lowered it down 150 calories, and I'm doing cardio 5 days a week and burning a little extra calories that way. My macro breakdown is every day I'm eating 170 grams of protein, 231 grams of carbs, and 55 fat. So that's what's working for me pretty well. You're gonna base your macros off of a few different things, and especially your calories. It's gonna be based off of like how much you're weighing right now, your body fat percentage, how quickly you're trying to lose. And this is what works for me right now. So I just want to stress to you guys that if you don't know how to do this, it's okay. I have some videos that you can learn how to do it for free. But if you want to just take that next step and have a coach do everything for you and help you and support you on your way through, feel free to reach out. We coach literally dozens of guys through summer getting shredded, and you could be next. So don't be afraid to reach out. Go to our website, becomenova.com. The link, of course, will be in the description below. Join the team, start losing weight, and get shredded for summer. It's gonna be a good time. Anyway, guys, that is how I train and that is how I eat in order to get shredded. We're on our way. This is gonna be an awesome series. Like I said, I mean, we're still early in the series, but things are just gonna get better every single week. We're gonna get leaner and leaner and leaner, and I'm just so excited. If you haven't already, take that 5 seconds, go down below and hit the like button. Leave a comment what you wanna see in this series. And as always, we will see you in the next one. Peace out.